všetkého od Ryanairu. Záležitosti.
So now I'm going to hand you over to the airport to tell you how equally wonderful Bratislava airport are.
No, teraz som teda posunul môj slovo späť na miestne letiska, aby vám povedal viac.
Right.
Well, thank you very much. I'll comment in English if you don't mind, please. We definitely welcome Michael Weary and the Ryanair to be present here because that's a very rare opportunity you guys have. We have to start a direct talk with the respected businessman and respected airlines. Michael wrapped it up pretty much, so I wouldn't not comment on this because I would leave a room for you, gentlemen and ladies and gentlemen.
Particularly ladies.
Yeah, particularly ladies. Yes, I can see that. So we are 100% ready for the new cooperation with Ryanair. We welcome any opportunity to cooperate fully. And we believe that the figures Michael presented are very realistic. It's based on our continuing effort to bring new businesses to Bratislava Stefánik Airport. So this is pretty much it. Yeah, that would be ready for the comments or questions. Thank you.
Do you agree to translate that?
Okay, Bratislava, wonderful. Any questions?
Ďakujem veľmi pekne obom pánom. Nech sa páči teraz na to, vážený pán priestor pre vaše otázky. Poprosím, aby ste sa prihlásili a povedali.
What number of aircraft would you like to see based here in Bratislava during the upcoming years?
That depends on the outcome of the discussions between Ryanair and the airport. But for us to have a base here, I think the minimum number we would want would be 2 aircraft based here, and the maximum could be anything. It could be up to 5 or 10 aircraft. 2 based aircraft would be about 1 million passengers a year. 10 based aircraft would be about 4 million passengers a year. So really, it very much depends on how fast Bratislava and the new management want to grow the traffic here. But I think to get beyond, if you take the airport's traffic now is about 1.4, 1.5 million passengers, to get to 2.5 million passengers we would need at least 2 or 3 aircraft based here.
Okay, yeah, sure. Takže áno, čo sa týka ďalšieho postupu a koľko lietadiel by sme sem radi dostali, to je záležitosť diskusie a budúcich rokovaní. Ale také príklady vám môžem uvieť, keby sme mali 2 lietadlá permanentne tu, tak samozrejme, že ten 1 milión cestujúcich by sa zvládnuť dal. Tu sme ich mali povedzme 10, mohli sme mať aj 5 miliónov cestujúcich. Ale ak chceme sa dostať na tú hranicu 2,5 milióna prepravených cestujúcich ročne, potrebujeme určite 2 až 4 lietadlá.
It's also, you have a great opportunity here at Bratislava. I mean, you have this brand new terminal building. This is my first time in the new terminal. The last time I was in Bratislava, we were up in the old Russian bloody terminal, which was some horrible thing. This has capacity to grow. It has a capacity of about 5 million passengers a year. So the airport doesn't have to invest new money to grow traffic. So the opportunity to grow exists here. It also means that with this kind of fabulous facility, the airport can generate more commercial income as long as we together can grow traffic. So there's an opportunity for Ryanair to grow, and there's an opportunity for the airport without spending any new money to be or to grow its own commercial income and to be more profitable.
Áno, my nemusíme míňať extra veľa peňazí z oboch strán, pretože ide o to, že na Slovensku v Bratislave máte nový terminál. Tento nový terminál je skutočne úžasný, je moderný. Ja si spomínam, keď som bol aj v staršom termináli, ten nebol až taký, ako je tento určite. No a myslím si, že v tomto príklade, čo len potrebujete, aby ste investovali do komerčných aktivít, letisko musí investovať do komerčných aktivít, tým pádom my zvýšime počet cestujúcich a spoločne môžeme rásť. Takže ten rast tu je potenciál.
Yes?
Okay, I will ask in English language because it's for both. Gentlemen, ja si myslím, že tento nový terminál je nový, nebylo ako až toľko veľa turistov, ako sa očakávalo. Akým spôsobom chcete dosiahnuť, prilákať viac cestujúcich, ktorí sa chcem opýtať aj vás, a či ponúkate možno nejaké výhody, nejaké daňové úľavy a tak ďalej, aby možno ste rozbehli nejaký spoločný biznis alebo sa dohodli na niečom novom?
Well, I was trying to find that. Sorry, I wouldn't comment on this for right now because this is the announcement Michael we just made, and we're in process to renegotiate, considering all the business models. So you are 100% right. The capacity reaching over 5 million passengers are lacking the real passengers. So it's our duty and our business to bring in passengers. The way we do this, we have certain ideas that I will comment right now.
Ako ďaleko sú tie rokovania, o čom rokujete?
Sorry? So what? How do we do the business? With the Ryanair?
Yes.
Well, we just started that.
Well, let me answer the question from Ryanair's point of view. Without this new terminal or the space that's available in this new terminal, you couldn't grow. So the capacity exists here. If you look at the terminal at the moment, it's not particularly busy. So the airport has excess capacity, so there's room to grow. I think what's important now is there's a new management team at the airport. We've just discussed traffic growth this morning. We've a shared objective of seeing the airport grow to 2.5 million passengers, and so the starting point is we put our teams together to look at those new routes where the airport thinks there's an opportunity, and then to discuss how we can get a cost base here at Bratislava that is as low as the cost base we have at other airports. So I think to answer your question is, the process has only begun this morning, and we'll see where the process goes from here.
Áno, takže len odpoveď na otázku, určite vám to
Be more positive. Such cynicism is not appropriate at this new airport, this new terminal building. It can grow and it will grow.
Right, that's exactly right.
Buďte pozitívni a buďte pozitívne naladení.
Yes, two questions. The first one, is it correct that you don't get any financial support in the past for your operations in Bratislava? The second question is, if you want to open a new base, do you expect some support from the city, from the government, from the tourism board to do that?
Yes, your first question is yes, we didn't get any financial support in the past. And the answer to your second question is we wouldn't expect any financial support in the future from the city or the
tourism board.
Because if your business depends on receiving support from European cities or European governments, you won't have much of a business. They're nearly all broke. What our business depends upon, though, is negotiating low-cost deals at airports that are self-financing, because we deliver rapid traffic growth and the airports make money from the commercial spend of those new passengers. So in all cases, Ryanair's deals at airports, as long as Ryanair delivers the growth, the deals become self-financing. Now, at some airports in Spain or in Poland or in Italy, the costs will be lower at the moment than they are at Bratislava. And the challenge for us is, can we reach an agreement that meets Ryanair's cost objectives and the airport's growth objectives? But in almost all cases, Ryanair's discounts are self-financing because Ryanair brings lots of traffic. Can you translate that?
Of course. Čo sa týka nejakého investovania do štruktúry toho, ako Európska únia podporuje nás ako leteckých prepravcov, tak je len lepšie neočakávať žiadne investície. Je ďaleko lepšie, keď my máme mechanizmus rastu, máme mechanizmus rozširovania a tým zabezpečíme podmienky na to, aby sme sa financovali sami, aby sme nepotrebovali externú podporu. A myslím si, že Ryanair dáva dostatočné množstvo zjav na to, aby sme rozbehli takéto samofinancovanie. Ani v minulosti sme neboli dotovaní a ani v budúcnosti nemáme alebo neočakávame žiadne dotácie. Či z Európskej únie alebo z miest, regionov.
So the question is, Yes, Lily, sorry, she's prettier than you, so she gets there first. Go ahead.
Ja by som chcela opýtať, že ako to s tým rušením letov do Bratislavy z londýnskeho letiska?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Our flights are cancelled.
Aké lety sú zrušené?
Hovorilo sa o rušení letov, malo sa redukovať, teraz neviem, v ktorom letiska, ale myslím, že na 10 letov zo 16 sa to zredukovalo na 14.
Don't believe rumors.
Neberte takým zápolisným pohľadným informáciám.
No?
No, there's no threat to our flights from Stansted, our flights from, I think, Stansted, Bratislava is probably the biggest route here. We expect it to grow. We're actually talking at the moment to the new owners of Stansted about growth, in the same way we're talking to Bratislava, have started talking to Bratislava about growth. So I don't know what the rumour is, but there's no risk that our flights from Stansted will be cancelled.
Určite neviete tomu, ako som povedal, pretože napríklad Stansted a Bratislava to je najväčšia linka, kde je najviac cestujúcich a my máme momentálne rokovanie s Stanstedom a všetko je v poriadku, takže určite by som sa týmto nejakým spôsobom nezaoberal a všetko je ok, nebojte sa.
Ešte ma zaujímalo, že či plánuje Ryanair predávať letenky podľa hmotnosti, lebo niektoré letecké spoločnosti už, či možno plánuje byť prvou leteckou spoločnosťou v Európe, ktorá tak
No. Despite the fact that we get most of the blame for it. It would actually have no... Part of the problem with that is when you're doing the weights on an aircraft, every passenger has an average weight. So whether you're a fat passenger or a thin passenger, it doesn't make any difference. What we try to do is to get rid of your bags, because the bags have more weight than the passengers. And we've been very successful at getting rid of the checked-in bags. So yeah, it would also delay our 25-minute turnarounds if we had everybody going through at the gate, going, please get up on the scales, ooh, you're 85 kilos, you're 100 kilos, you're 25. It's a great PR stunt, but it would have no effect on the weight of the, I mean, an aircraft fully laden weighs 77 tons, so whether we have a passenger on board who's 150 kilos or a passenger who's 80